At the beginning of the story we see a boy named Thorium who is being chased by some Gansaba people. This Thorium was running with a big smile on his face. From here the scene shifts and we see Thongdee in her childhood. Where Thongdee was running away from some boys chasing him, sometimes while running, he reaches the beach of a market where he collides with a fat woman. With this, Thongdee succeeds in getting out of the bus from there, only after some time we see Thuri near a fighting camp, where some children were fighting with each other. Here, the one who trained all these children was none other than Thuri's uncle. Here Thongdee asks his uncle to include him in the fight camp and also asks him to train, but uncle flatly refuses him and he asks him to get permission from his father for this, but Thongdee he knew that his father would not agree to all these things under any circumstances, and after forcing Thongdee a little, he asks him to show some of his fighting skills. Now since Thongdee had come fully prepared, he starts showing all his fighting skills, but then Thongdee's father arrives here and he takes her with him to a temple where he introduces her to a monk. Here her father tells mom that his son gets involved in issues like fights all the time, even he quarrels with the governor's son every time. Hearing this, Momos's father explains that Thongdee, a brave and promising person, was saved. And at this age, it is a common thing for children to have arguments on the beach. He reassures them not to be concerned. From here the scene cuts and those children start harassing Thongdee again. So Thongdee decides to train his fighting skills on his own. Now, after practicing for a long time, he instigates those children to fight with him. And it happens exactly as he wants. These children get angry. Now a childish fight starts between all of them, but then Thongdee accidentally injures the governor's son, on which he simultaneously threatens Thongdee that he has not done well by killing the governor's son. And now it is impossible for him to escape. With this, friends, the scene shifts and we come to the first scene of the story where Thorium has grown up. And he is still running away from those horsemen. A man named Char is also involved in these good questions. Now Thongdee also disappears from the sight of all of them, on which Chot tells all his friends to separate and find Thongdee, but they all fail to catch Thongdee, but Thorium does not miss this opportunity and kills all of them. Succeeds in wounding. This beach Thorium takes this opportunity and throws Chart off his horse. And steals his horse. Seeing this, Chart gets very angry, but when there is no other challenge, he takes out his anger on his own colleagues. Now the next day, Chart goes to his father, who is the governor of the village. Here we come to know that Chart was the same person who was injured by some Thongdee in his childhood. Seeing Chart injured, his father gets very angry, so he sends Chart with his soldier to search for Thongdee. On the other hand, Thongdee had reached another fighting club, where he fights with other fighters in the form of a bat. Here he had won more than one fight, then here enters another fighter who challenges Thorium to fight with him. Thorium accepts this challenge, but his luck is not on his side because one kick from that man kills Thorium. The necklace guarantees protection. In the next scene we see a drunkard near Thorium who tells him, "Brother, you have the ability, but your overconfidence has been a hindrance in your success. Hey, you desperately need to take training from a professional. Bye." Then the next day we see Thorium in another use, where he sneaks in, but he is soon caught by the camp's Twitterati whose name was Chang. Chang had a beautiful daughter named Soya. Time soon gets impressed by Thongdee's skills, after which he joins Thongdee in his camp. Remember, Thongdee tells his name something else during the introduction, due to which a big problem was going to arise soon in future. Then we come to know that Swai also wanted to learn fighting skills, but due to fear of her father she could not do anything. On the other hand, we see Thongdee training, and then Chart reaches here with his uncle and his soldiers. Actually they had received news here that Thorium was hidden in the tank camp here. Seeing this, everyone present in the camp gets very angry, but they could not do it. Then a soldier starts checking their work where he meets another guy named Sam. Now George's uncle was about to punish Tank for hiding a campaign, but then Thongdee enters here. He asks Chart's uncle to leave everyone else and catch him by himself, and he does exactly that. But in the end the commander starts setting fire to the houses of all those villagers to teach them a lesson. Seeing all the people here in trouble, Thongdee frees himself from the clutches of his enemy and directly attacks all the soldiers, and the thief soon runs away saving his life. And finally, after everything is over, Thongdee apologizes to Chang for his mistakes and was about to leave when, then Chang tells him about another place similar to this place, where he could train himself. With this, Hungary leaves from here, and on the way to the beach, he meets a boy named Bundan Card. Here we come to know that Boneket had been quite impressed by Thongdee's fighting skills, hence he had been following Thongdee for a long time. Now soon both of them reach near a theater where both of them are watching the theater, and there let's spend the night. During this time, Thorium sees some surprising things. He sees that an actor was able to jump and apply solar soil very easily. Then Thongdee takes the opportunity and reaches the back of the theater where he meets Mr Ali, who Mr Ali gives him somersault. They were showing their tricks. Now Thongdee asks them to teach them all the skills which they know, but they flatly refuse them. Now Thongdee also becomes an actor like them, after which they meet each other while playing in the theater. After the theater is over, Thongdee gets Mr drunk and agrees to teach him all the skills, after which he becomes very happy. From here there is a scene and we see that Chan along with his uncle attacks a rickshaw, and then suddenly Thongdee is also there, reaches the spot, after which he defeats them all with his new skills. After this we see that Thorium also saves the life of a girl sitting in that rickshaw. Now, along with thanking Thorium, the girl also gives her one of her rings. Seeing this, Thongdee gets a little confused, and then the girl tells Thongdee that you should keep this ring with you until I meet you again. With this the girl leaves from there, and we see Thongdee, who had reached the scam about which Tan had told him. Now Thongdee meets the trainer Max there. Max initially asks Thongdee to fight with one of his students. Thongdee defeats that student very badly. Now after this, Max agrees to train Thongdee. Thongdee learns everything from Master Max. After this, Master Max asks him to get ready for an upcoming competition soon. Thorium meets again with the same girl who gave him her ring. This Thorium finds out the name of that girl. The name of this girl was Rongyong, and Thongdee starts to return her ring to her, but then Rongyong refuses to take her ring back. She says that you will soon know about the real owner of the spring to whom you will get this ring. Have to give. Now after this comes the day of competition, where Thongdee wins by defeating all his opponents. Now seeing this thing, Master Mac is also very happy, and in return he gives letter of recommendation to Thongdee, and also refer him to another master so that he can learn the remaining skills from his next master and become a better fighter. Admittedly, Master agrees to Mayhawk and reaches another master where he learns all the remaining things. Now he comes forward with all his companions with the weapons given by the master here. Chart's uncle sees him on the way. Chart's uncle attacks the forums, but due to this the beach boom card gets injured. In a fit of rage, Thongdee kills all the attackers, but the injured girl escapes. Thongdee promptly puts Boondi on the horse and heads to the nearby village. Sadly, no one in the village is willing to help him, even the villagers start quarreling with him. Then a man comes forward to help Purna, because of which she now saves his life by cutting the bones. Now Thongdee asks this man for his name. Here the man tells his name is Lone. Then Mary tells him that you have helped us, I will definitely return the favor. With this, the loan goes away from there, and from there the irrigation shifts and we are shown Thorium and Romeo together once again. Romeo tells Thorium that the governor of this village is very fond of watching fights, that's why he is going to organize a fight here soon. Hearing this, Thorns joins the fight. After this battle was to take place in Erna under the supervision of the governor. Then here Thomeric meets the same fighter who had defeated Thomeric in the beginning. Here Thomeric comes to know that that man was none other than Romeo's uncle, whose name was Ro, and Thomeric had to fight with Ro, and he is successful in this task, while the governor is also watching all this, so he Thorium. From your second, asks the fighter to fight, to which Thorium also agrees, and now Thorium defeats this new fighter as well. Now finally the governor asks everyone to leave except the winners. Then we see some attackers who enter the hall and shoot the governor. Seeing all this, Thorium attacks those attackers. Then Thorium comes to know that Rule is also included in those attackers. This is about to shoot the Thorium Rule. But then he remembers the favor, so he gives the gun to Lone so that Lone can shoot at him, but at the same time Humme asks the others to leave, takes Rangun, but when shot there is no bullet in it. After this, Lone laughingly tells Thongdee that all this was a test of his, because ever since he had saved Romeo, the governor had his eye on him. The governor was none other than the Rule itself. Now Rule asks Thongdee to join him, but Thongdee clearly refuses, so the governor offers him a challenge in which, as per the condition, whoever wins the challenge then the other party will become his slave with one joy. A fight starts between these two. Now the scene moves forward in time, where we see Thongdee in the clothes of the governor's soldiers, and he now fights for the governor, which means that Thongdee was defeated by the governor that day and he has become his slave. With this, the story ends here. So friends, how did you like this movie? Do tell in the comments, and thank you very much for subscribing to our channel FlixClues.